Like all those testing interruptions did not ruin your kids' ISTEP scores after all. Scores released today showed a slight statewide increase over last year, even though some 80,000 students were disrupted by computer issues during the testing. 82.7% passed the math portion of the test. That's 1.5% higher than in 2012. And 79.5% passed English. That's up 0.1% from last year. Our TV6 reporter Norman Cox has reaction to those numbers.
Today's scores were cheered by school reform advocates. At the top of that list is Governor Mike Pence, who praised students for doing well despite all the distractions caused by the online interruptions. Pence says the improved scores show Indiana is right in pursuing educational reform and innovation.
I really do believe that the credit for improved test scores goes to our kids, goes to their parents, and goes to teachers. But I think it is also evidence that Indiana's on the right path.
Earlier this year, State Superintendent Glenda Ritz told schools they could reduce the weight of ISTEP when evaluating teachers, although the law doesn't allow her to ignore the test scores altogether. Her aides say she's sticking to that formula, even though the scores were better than expected.
She's going to follow the law as she's required to as a state superintendent. One thing that she did do was she gave local schools flexibility for how much weight they want to assign some of these scores.
Not all reform groups are completely happy. Stand for Children says Indiana needs a better test than ISTEP.
We want to see something that's aligned with the Common Core standards, something that we can compare from state to state to know how Indiana kids not only compare with the peers in other parts of the state, but in other parts of the country and across the world.
IPS administrators are happy with the scores. Although the district finished ahead of only Gary and East Chicago, scores improved almost 3% from the previous year.
We hope that the sustained level of growth that we're seeing with our schools will give not only our community, but our students, our parents, our community at large, a confidence that the direction we're heading is positive, it's sustainable, and it will continue.
IPS hopes that if test scores continue to rise, they may be able to regain control of some of the schools that were taken away from them. I'm Norman Cox, RTV6.
And here are the top and bottom scores from some of the area's major school districts. Carmel had the highest combined math and science scores, followed by Zionsville and Brownsburg. IPS was at the bottom, trailing Pike and Wayne Townships.